Hello, my beautiful people. Here we are. I'm challenging myself again to try to record this closing in less than 12 minutes, at less than 10 minutes, because I really want you to watch it. So, okay, this is the challenge. I am wanting to make this close to talk about freedom in waking up because I hope, oh, I forgot to mention, I hope that you enjoyed and had some good takeaways from my very lengthy 45-minute feeling stuck episode. Okay, as always, take what resonates with you. So, when I first started thinking about that I was going to record this episode, is that I was going to focus on courage and mindset and all the things that sound really beautiful and things needed to create, a different sort of perspective on your reality. But I decided that I actually want to focus, and it might be more relatable to talk about the freedom in waking up. Okay. So I'm going to try really hard right now to stay focused on what that feels like. Okay, so while I was not in a situation, I really cannot look into my history and necessarily say that I'm sure there were many moments of feeling stuck, but I'm going to talk about this one in where I would describe it as being stuck because I didn't know. Because one thing is in this process, all of this, the baby step is awareness, right? You just want to feel better. Hopefully you walked away from that episode doing something, and I want you to celebrate, even if it's just that you want to feel better. Okay, so you can go back and listen to my playlist. I think, and I'm sorry if it's wrong, I think it's under Nora's personal empowerment journey, and I'm talking about being hypnotized by beauty. Okay, so I'm bringing it back to this situation, which is one of my deepest life lessons that kind of can correlate to what my dad and my stepdad went through with my mom. Okay, so being hypnotized by physical beauty. And so when I look back on it now and the way that I used to think, is that the way that it felt, okay, so I'll give you the example is because this had to do with my friend, if you want to say idolized her, she's just being herself, right? But I looked up to her. I just thought she was just way cooler than me, more rad, better than everything, all of this sort of stuff. But also, she was really pretty. So you can go listen to my story on that video. But basically, she sent me this email that when I walked away from it, I was like, was that negative? Like I had to show it to somebody. Like, is this email negative? Like I'm not sure. And it was regarding me telling her that I was pregnant and I was about 30 years old. So I'm sharing with people, okay, this is what I'm doing. Even still, I'm very logical about it. I'm still like it's kind of supposed to be a good thing, right? And it was planned. So one and done. And so basically they confirmed the couple of people that I asked. And after that, it's like there was an energetic release, right? Like when you're done, I'm sure you can look in your history and maybe there's certain things, friendships or whatever it is, right? That ended, and that's maybe kind of, you wouldn't have said energy, but they just, that's how things transpired at the end. Right? But another good way to put it is that it is like an anchor has been lifted from you, except I didn't know it was an anchor. I didn't know that it was something that it was weighing me down. And I didn't know that it was possibly negative, right? Because a lot of my actions and movements were just kind of like, well, what would she do? Like that whole thing, like really needing her acceptance, her approval, whatever it was, because I thought she was more kick ass than me. So to speed it up, basically, it wasn't until age 30, that was 30, so 20 plus years and learning Krav Maga, I was actually able to feel my worth, that I had something to offer that could be valuable, right? Even just existing. Had these ideas, all these different things that I wanted to do, starting with helping teens and physical image, body image issues. So this is how that I can explain is that it's like being hypnotized. You feel like you're hypnotized, like it's a spell under you. And I recognized it after I went through all of this and noticing all these things I did outside of my behavior, even some things I did as an adult, to be like, oh, that's why I did that. Because I couldn't make sense of it at the time and while I was doing it. And then later on, as an adult, I knew that I had really grown out of all of that way of thinking when I did meet some people or meet a person, beautiful and all that sort of stuff. But she showed to me that of being ugly inside. And I was like, well, I don't want this. But I had to learn in my own way. Right? So that's how that I can share this with you, is that society and the media influence and all of that, it's like I was blinded or blindfolded is the best way to put it. When you're going through it, you don't really know what's going on because you're so narrowly focused. And I would not say that it's because I was immature or this and that and whatever. It's just that I didn't really know what it meant to build myself or how to do that, or that it would even be valuable, right? Because again, society, everywhere, whatever, nobody was really showing me that I was worth a goddamn, especially when it comes to self-worth. I always remember even 16 Candles, Molly Ringwald thinking she's falling in love or whatever with Jake Ryan. And basically, he doesn't like her. Like, she builds up all these things in her head, about, liking this guy who thinks nothing of her. And her dad tries to advise her, and I'm just listening to that like, yeah, right, nobody cares. And it sounds so bad, I feel like, and another part of a sad reality to me, but it is important, right? I realized later in life, my inner character does matter to me, and not being so focused on thinking that our exterior is everything, that's what everything is about. It's just that was what was shown to me. So that's really what I wanted to mostly say in this video of closing that needed to be said, is that I wanted to help you see from my experience that the feeling in the waking up is the freedom that comes with it is like out of this world, just because I felt like it was such a power. And it lasted for so long, me comparing my body and everything like that to others. And I didn't even realize I was working on myself, that I was. Yeah, I'm doing writing exercises and doing this sorts of inner work like that always. But then I started learning. You'll hear me talk a lot about samba hege dancing, getting into dancing. I never could dance before. Learning different other things, even other languages on a basic level. Just adding more things that was adding to the arsenal of who I am. And whether you want to say it's survival mechanism or whatever it is, or it's distracting me away from comparing to somebody else, I don't even give a care because it helped me. Okay. So feel better about myself now after, like I said, Krav Maga, learning self-defense, feeling my worth, things that I may have said, oh, I was confident in those areas, but I wasn't confident over there. So I may do another video after this with all that being said over there on courage and the mindset that you need to get through these situations, whether you choose to stay, whether you choose to leave. It's all about working on yourself, and I can help you see that there is definitely value there, and there are people out here that care, right? Care about your worth, care about friendship, care about you. Okay. And it is not all about the physical, even though the social media continues on. I almost feel like certain parts of it make it worse. And I laugh, not really, inside that a body part can be popular. It's almost like every decade there's a body part that becomes popular when, hey, we should have all been, right? So that was weird flashing the thing. Maybe that's my time. The video just flashed for some reason. Okay, so to end that, I hope that provided again some good, valuable information to you. Please celebrate any good, positive moments that you feel. Like I said, you walked away from the last video and you're like, I just want to feel different. Okay, so you need to do something from that list to raise your vibration. Music being number one, I would say, or color, or all these different things, or find somebody to talk to that's going to do this with you, right? And stay positive and just move forward, keep moving forward, just keep going, even when you want to give up and all this stuff, that bullshit that says strengthens us. And I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? I just want to I don't want to hear that part. I just want to, like, get me out of this, right? Get me out of this. So my situation was being stuck, and I didn't know. I didn't know that I had an anchor, that it was weighing me down, that it was something negative. And what I did not say I don't think with my friend I even emailed her back. That's how I knew I was done. Is that once I realized, okay, like this is kind of supposed to be a good, happy time in my life, this really sounded very negative, and it wasn't just a few lines, it was actually the whole email. So that's how I decided that I was done with it. It doesn't mean I wouldn't have forgiven her if she came back or whatever, but I also realized in my relationships that has become a sad reality for me is that I have been the one who is mostly everting. I'm the one who was traveling the hour away to go visit people when I moved away, or we moved, or people moved apart, or whatever it is. I've realized that it is okay, but it is a sad reality for me because I love so deeply and so much, and my relationships mean so much to me, and it just does not to other people. And obviously, I needed to vent here. But I knew that it was done because the energy was gone. There was no looking back, and this has happened with some other people too. One of my another good friend that I had. So there has been enough pain. I guess I've built up enough resilience, even if I end up crying again and again and over. Or that's actually no when I don't know, crying and then I'm done and whatever. Right? You move on, and so. All the buildup from my boxing, my self defense has also helped me. So I may make more videos in regarding it's always about mindset, but you can change your perception at any moment of time. And I'm racing for the clock. Don't forget, I am on Spotify and Pandora, and there's a bunch of other ones. I don't know off the top of my head. My audio shows on there. For those of you who've only been following my video, don't forget to go check those out. Those are all kinds of random stuff from my upbringing. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video, and hope you got some benefit out of this.